bounty hunter quickly became a household name when his first reality show premiered 15 years ago. By his count, he's captured over 6,000 fugitives throughout his career. It's a lot of people. But this year, he faced his toughest challenge yet. Take a look. Since 2004, Dog the Bounty Hunter and his wife Beth have brought America on wild manhunts.
Bring me the dog.
Intense standoffs, huge drug busts, all to catch those who jump bail.
Let's go. There's a manhunt now.
After a stint behind bars, a young Duane Chapman, better known as Dog, found his life's mission to follow the devil's herd and become a bail bondsman.
You're going to jail.
He married Beth, and as a dynamic duo, Dog and Beth chased criminals throughout Hawaii and Colorado and grew their family, many of whom have followed in the family business. Over a decade on television, countless criminals brought to justice, and 30 years together, Dog and Beth faced their last great challenge. Beth was diagnosed with throat cancer. It eventually spread to her lungs, and she passed away on June 26th.
She was our lion tamer, the Chapman families. I cannot believe that she's gone. This is not possible. I want to wake up from a dream.
You okay?
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. You are my doctor, Oz. I'm sorry. Thank you, brother.
I'm honored to play that role. I want to talk about you, about
Yes,
your beautiful
sir.
wife, and some of the things that have gone on in your life. You called her the heart and soul of your operation.
Yes, sir.
What does she mean to you, and how are you doing today?
Two questions, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was the boss. I am the boss now. And she was my everything. And I'm trying to make it. I keep having dreams, her in heaven. And the last one I had, she was watering a garden. And I snuck up behind her. I used to do that a lot. And she turned around and said, "Big Daddy, what took you so long?" So I'm trying to stay here.
Well, you got a role to play. And I was looking at some of the social media feeds, and she tweeted a beautiful little note about how she was getting through life. She was heading to the beach in Hawaii, and 2 weeks later, she was gone.
Yes.
And that's fast. And your daughter's opened up about the difficult final few weeks of her life. There's a Survivor Net website that talks to survivors.
Yes, sir.
Was she choking on her cancer? Is that what you felt was happening?
Well, what happened was I saved all this for your show. She was going to go to a retreat for a couple weeks with Gene Simmons' wife, Shannon. Yeah. So she was all excited. It'd been the second time she went. So to do a speech she gave at a church, she did a steroid to help her throat. Mm-hmm. So she asked the doctor for another one, and they said, okay, here, but when you do, you need to take this Vicodin because it calms you down a little bit. Well, she would not do any kind of drug at all the way to the end. And so she snuck the steroid and didn't take the Vicodin. So she went to the bathroom, she was getting ready to get in the shower, and she said, "Big Daddy, look at me." I said, "I am." And she said, "Please let me go." I kept saying, "I'm not gonna let you die. Lean on me. That's what you've done your whole life. I will not let you die." So I wondered, after she died, we had a ceremony, and they're like, "Let's celebrate her life and all that, and let's let her die." I said, "No, in Hawaii, when you go sleep, it's called, you go moi moi, moi moi."
Moi moi.
And so all of a sudden I thought, listen, I'm just gonna let her down to moi moi. And I didn't realize what I was doing for about a week later. I didn't and won't let her die. So I kept my word. She didn't die, she went to sleep, as the Bible says, in the Lord. Mm-hmm. So, her toothbrush is still there today. We were not ready for that to happen. When the doctor came over, she was talking about going on this trip in 21 days, and the doctor said, "Beth, you won't be here in 21 days. then she said, if you weren't doing the THC and the CBD oil, you'd have been dead 6 months ago. And she started feeling really good, right? She wasn't high. She just said, I got to go to work.
So it was her idea to tape this last documentary series you have?
Oh, yeah, that's all her. She, like, I'm showing it all. I walked in the room one time, she was showing her bald spot.
I mean, it takes a lot for a woman to share the bald spots there.
Oh, yeah.
And this is from the chemo that she had taken.
Yes. One treatment took her hair out all over her body. Boom.
What kind of advice were you getting from friends? I know one of your friends said, which sounds crazy to say this to you, but said, man up.
Oh, that advice. So I have a brand new CPA accountant, Michael Morgan, and he said, I want you to man up, Dog Chapman. And I understood what that meant.
And man up meant take care of stuff.
Well, quit your bawling. You know, I wear shades a lot because I cry a lot. She used to call me the crybaby bounty hunter. Yeah, I could laugh. But so that meant shut up, quit your crying to me, because that's what she would have meant with it.
That's hard to do.
You know, I'm a little bit concerned about if they start using mace or pepper ball guns or things like that. Those things are definitely very, very harmful to me right now. So, you know, there's a lot to think about, but I don't want to be that person that's laying in that bed. I don't want to be that person. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die in my boots.
Really a beautiful woman.
Thank you. Oh, God.
Inside and out. That was Beth Chapman opening up about her cancer battle on the new show, Dogs Most Wanted. It's an action-packed show, but it also documents Beth's final months alive. Dog, you've seen death, you've seen pain.
Yes, sir.
How has the loss of Beth affected your views on death?
Well, I don't know if you can say for sure there's a God. I mean, some people, Christians, there is for sure. A bull crap. How you know? I'm hoping 100% that there is. And if there is, probably so, then I'm going to see her again.
Have you seen her since she's passed?
I think I feel her. I feel her a lot. I feel little things that she said. She had 30 million hits. 30 million hits on a segment. And I walked outside and I go, all right, you won. And we competed all the time. So for me to say you won she knows that I lost. But yeah, she had more fans than I have. I never do that.
You feel lost now?
So I've heard that things get better. To me, they're getting worse. And then she said, I put her name on my chest for her birthday.
Can I see?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That.
Yeah. So she said, Big Daddy, you're going to take my name off your chest. I go, are you stupid? I would never do that. She goes, listen, I know, you're Chiricahua Apache. You're going to have a girlfriend. And I said, probably so. Don't you get married, Big Daddy? And I go, Beth, I won't. She goes, listen, the Bible says that I get to go help Jesus prepare a place for you. Don't let the angels evict me. Whew, that's pretty heavy, right?
Yeah.
So I've told all my children, I'm never getting married again. And I'm raised in the area where if you have a girlfriend and you're having sex and sleeping with her and you're not married and Jesus comes, you're going to have a problem, right? Yeah. Right? So I'm just asking the Lord, forgive that part, because I I can't do that.
So one of the hardest things, I'm a heart surgeon.
Yes,
so
sir.
one of the unfortunate realities of heart surgery is not everyone makes it.
Right.
So I've got to deal with grief, and folks who've been married for a long time, love each other dearly, and one member passes. And too often, the spouse follows along.
Follows quick, right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more than you'd want to be true. And a lot of what will define you is how you're going to cope with this, especially over this next year. So this month, This will be the first, her birthday's coming up, right, next month?
October 29th, yes, sir.
First time without her. So how you celebrate that, how you remember her is going to be important. And she was a pretty big holiday person. So how do you celebrate the holidays without the holiday maven?
Well, every holiday. She was not Irish and she celebrated St. Patrick's Day, okay? So I know that I have to do holidays in her name because that's how she was. The last Christmas doesn't it seem like a month ago? Yeah. And she said, honey, this is my last Christmas with you. So I was having a problem. And so
you're trying to make sense of why it all happened.
Yeah, and we had 2 ceremonies, one in Hawaii and one in Colorado. And that's the first time I've ever said this. I had David, my brother, take ashes from the barbecuer. And I spread them on the ocean because I didn't want to throw them ashes away. They said, you got to give them. I said, how are you going to throw them away? I'm not going to spread that all over where I wouldn't have anything of her. So the ashes are staying in the box. I'm not going to scatter them like all these people want to do. But I was in prison in the 70s. And I told my mama, I need a woman. Mom said, go to God and pray. I prayed, I said, I am lonesome. I need to love someone. I don't want it to be my dog. I need a woman, Lord. And lo and behold, a week later, I bonded out Beth for stealing 2 lemons at a Safeway.
Is that how you met her?
Yes. And she says, when she saw me, she looked at me and she said, oh yes, he will be mine. And so yeah. And so I went to her with everything. I confessed too much. And I said things to her. I never was away from Bethy over 7 days maybe, and the whole relationship. Because she was so Beth, where are you at? I go get my hair done. She's like, you've been there an hour. I miss you, Big Daddy. Where are you? She burglarized my phone. No, she put trackers on me. Oh,
I've got all that going on. I thought I was the only guy with that. I mean, find my friends.
Yeah.
So, no passwords allowed for me. Let me, if I can, you were so close. There are so many things that were dear to you, of hers. I was really struck. I felt pain personally when I learned that you've been burglarized.
Yes, sir.
That folks had stolen things from you that are irreparable because they were Beth's.
Right.
Okay, if you can, what is going on? How'd you find that out? What did you do when you heard that this had happened?
Well, I got a call, said the office got burglarized, and she had 2 tasers. Someone got one of them, okay, because she was 4 ahead of me in tasing. She walked in, the positive ID, we'd all, you know how we do 2-minute warning?
Yes.
It's a positive ID. She walked in, pow! I mean, that's it, they're down. Cuff 'em, Big Daddy. So really, so that to me meant a lot. And so I think they know who did it already, because I give the guy 48 hours. I still had mercy. Where mercy is shown, mercy is given. And I've been given a lot.
There's a lot of forgiveness in you, and this is another place you can probably show yourself. And coming up, Dog needs your help. We want to identify the man we just talked about who robbed his store. And we've actually got the suspect's pictures.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. We're back with Dog the Bounty Hunter. He has a new show called Dogs Most Wanted, but he also has an active case and he needs your help. Take a very good look at these photos, right? This is the suspect that police believe may have robbed Dog's store in Edgewater, Colorado, and stolen items that belonged to his late wife, Beth, including the taser.
Yes.
And we joke about this stuff a little bit, but when you lose someone that's dear to you, then you lose the things that they gave you. You're stealing their memories. So if anyone out there knows anything about this man, head to DrOz.com/crimehunters, and we'll have the contact info for the Edgewater Police Department there. So you gave this guy 48 hours.
Yes, sir.
Which I think was really forgiving of you. He didn't act on it for whatever reason.
Right.
Maybe he missed the message. Maybe he's too scared. What do you have to say to him now?
Time's up, over, pow.
Well, he's not going to turn himself in, I don't think.
Listen, along with Dr. Oz, there'll be a little cash involved too. You want to tell?
All right.
Yeah, I got a cash reward.
All right. Come on, let's have a sip for a second.
Thank you.
So one of the things that I've noticed with grieving families is that folks who are unethical target people in pain.
Yes,
Because they
sir.
know they can take advantage of you.
Yes,
This
sir.
applies to giving people opiates. It applies to teaching folks bad habits. It also applies to stealing their money. So let me ask you, probably the most important question of all. You're going through a dark period. What's your best advice for Americans out there who are grieving like you are now? What's going to get you through it that can get them through it too?
You got to come on Dr. Oz show.
I thoroughly enjoyed meeting you.
Love you.
God bless. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.